Hey guys, this video is just going to be really quick on one technique here, which is using placing a ramp on the ground as you're falling to your death, and then a bounce trap on top of the ramp to save you from the fall. It's pretty rare that you see this being done, but there are a few popular clips of pros pulling it off in like tournaments and stuff, and it's not as hard as you probably think it is to pull off. So that's why I want to make this video to give you guys some hope of doing it yourselves. So the like mechanical aspect of it, it's not that hard. It just takes a little bit of timing and a little bit of luck. So I'll go through just the step by step on how to do this. And so first off, you ideally want your bounce trap already selected in not pulled out, but you know the currently selected trap as your bounce one. You can, while falling, swap to it and have enough time to do that, especially if it's a fall from pretty high up. But you will probably need to know what position the bounce trap is in beforehand so that you know how many right clicks to do to get to the bounce trap. Um, or if you get lucky and it's only one right click and you didn't know the position, then you can pull it off that way as well in midair. So after that's selected, the bounce trap, then you want to have your ramp out, step one, and then step two, you want to be looking straight down. Step three, you want to be holding left click to turbo build the ramp so that the ramp is built absolutely as soon as possible. As soon as you are at the max distance that the ramp can be built, it will be built with turbo build. And then the next step is the most important step, which is where the timing comes in. Before you actually see the ramp being built visually, you need to anticipate when you are just entering that range, that distance range where the ramp will be built, and ahead of time switch to your bounce trap. And then instead of holding left click, you have to start spamming left click as soon as you switch to your bounce trap because you can't turbo build the bounce trap. All right, so let me show
Oh.
you what I mean about the timing here. Right here. You see I've switched away from the ramp. The ramp is not even built yet, but in the next frame, the ramp actually gets built. And this is where the anticipation timing comes in. And uh, it may seem a little bit hard, you know, when you look at something like this, you're like, wow, you got to time it absolutely perfectly, and you do have to time it absolutely perfectly. But it's just a single thing. All you have to do is just go into playground, get some bouncers from llamas and the balloon drops. Those are the quickest place to get bounce pads. Jump off of you know, ramp up four ramps and jump off the middle of that top ramp so you don't take a ton of fall damage. And just practice this, and you'll start to get the hang of it with just a little bit of practice. I didn't practice this a ton. I just practiced it, you know, a couple dozen times, and I pulled it off a few of those times in the playground. And that's all it took to be able to pull it off my first time in a real match. And here I'll show you the next. There you go. So the luck factor though is I landed in a spot where my ramp was not, you know, totally submerged in the ground. And if you land on this top portion of the ramp, you will die to fall damage. The bouncer will not activate. So there's luck that surrounds, you know, those two issues, the terrain inconsistency with ramps and the bounce trap not fully covering the entire ramp. And so I think that pretty much covers it. Um, but like I said about the knowing the order of your traps is a good habit to get into anytime you pick up a trap that you did not previously have, to check what position that trap is in, how it affects your trap ordering. Just cycle through it and try to remind yourself to remember the order of it. Um, and I usually have bounce traps out in build battles because they're really useful. So that also helps a lot if you do the same, to have this already ready for a potential fall. All right, good luck, guys. Hopefully you can pull this off. Thanks for watching.